course we can. Grab your joysticks and let go prematurely because it's an early episode, and that's called edging. This is the Third Wheel Arcade, and we are live on a Thursday with no viewers because we had some change in schedule, some very quick change in schedule, and we decided we're going to do the show on Thursday for how long, Dan? A few weeks? A couple months?
Until after Lent.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Till the fish day's over. And then I'm back.
What's Fish Day?
You don't know what Lent is?
I know what Lent is, but when is it?
It's until Easter.
Okay.
Being super Catholic right now.
So we got a
fucking clue.
We got about a month.
Yeah, we got about a month.
A month on Thursday. Maybe we'll stay here. Who knows? Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
With, like any kind of religious beliefs. It's because I work for the church, and thus they fucked me. So
what a good sentence.
Yes,
I work for the oh boy, there is a lot to unpack with that statement.
Yep. There is. That's also called edging. Nick, our third wheel tonight is Nicholas Downey. It's a pleasure to get him. I hope it's him. There's no camera. It's a pleasure to get him and Dan in the same room because every time that Nick has been supposed to be doing the show for the last 6 months, Dan magically has an event or something that he can't attend.
That is weird. That it has to be that way.
It's literally always when Nick is on.
That's crazy. I never really noticed.
And last time I forgot to tell Nick until 6 p.m. on Friday because I'm a dickhead.
I swear it's because I called him Daniel once. He's now ducking me infinitely now.
Daniel. Anybody that calls me, there's one person in the world that calls me Danny, and it's my aunt, and I still can't fucking stand it. And my wife makes fun of me every time she does it. I can't stand it.
Don't worry, I was a 6'6" guy that my relatives referred to as Lil Nicky, so I feel you.
Were they calling you like in a cute way, or were they calling you that after the Adam Sandler movie?
Probably after the Adam Sandler movie.
Ooh, that's rough. That movie sucks.
I remember what the fuck it is. Oh, I remember that thing now. Yeah.
Yeah, where he like has a weird like lisp, but is also the son of Satan.
That's the one where they shoved that pineapple up Hitler's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you remember.
Now I got it.
That's also edging. All right. So, Nick, how are you doing? It's been a while.
I am here, and I am glad to be here, and always excited to join you guys on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do the whole like we're live on because I don't know when we're live anymore. We're live right now. That's all I know. Follow us, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little bell so that when we go live, you'll be shocked and surprised, and you can join us. I don't even have the chat open because I assume no one's going to be in it. But
wait a minute, did you even tweet the link out?
I did, and I tagged you in it.
God damn it!
You don't pay any attention.
I don't see the fucking link. Did you see it from the third wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't say the damn link.
Oh. All right. Nick, talk about what you've been playing while I tweet the link.
A fucking nightmare.
What if I tweeted the Hangouts link on accident?
That would be bad news. Yeah.
Nick, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Awesome P on my Vita, which is going to result in me having to buy a new Vita.
Did you read anyone's review about that before you played it?
I read your review after I started playing it,
Okay,
which was not helpful. Like, damn it, I could have just avoided this game.
Oh, man.
It's a fun game.
I've been playing a lot of The Division 2, which has been a lot of fun, and a game I never thought I would get into, but here I am, and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm looking at my Xbox like, hey, you want to play The Division 2? So I've been having a lot of fun with that. I'll be diving into Sekiro tomorrow, so I'll probably need a new monitor and a controller by Saturday. And yeah, it's pretty much all I got going on right now.
That's it. Yep.
Great. Thanks for your... I didn't even get time to type out a tweet.
I know.
Okay. I also been like I usually like cut it down because I play a bunch of random crap too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been playing this like $4 indie game I bought. I think it's called like Video Kid or whatever. It's basically like it's like It's like that paper game I used to play as a kid. I can't even remember what the hell it's
Paperboy, yeah.
Paperboy, except it's a bunch of 80s references that are too old for me, but I still get them because I think 80s television was like the pinnacle of humanity.
Yeah.
Nice.
For those of us who lived it, I'm not sure.
I bought the game last week while we were filming the episode. Was it last week?
Yeah. Well, no, it was 2 weeks ago. We didn't record last week because you were ducking Nick.
Yep. That's what was happening. Shit.
Yeah, I haven't bought it, but it's on sale on Switch. It's on sale on PSN right now too, I think. It's probably on sale on Xbox too. Just go buy it, I guess. Yeah. Is it fun, Nick?
It's a lot of fun. If you're really good at those type of games, they'll last you about an hour. If you suck at them like I do, it'll last you a couple hours. If you're like a trophy hunter or achievement hunter, it's a really, really easy completion. So I'm not sure if it's got a platinum trophy or not, but it's a really easy completion. So for those that enjoy those types of experiences, cough, cough, Alden, cough,
ordering right now.
See, I also went through the dilemma because I'm trying to get to 200,000 gamer score, and my friend's like, it's a really easy game to get gamer score in. I'm like, what? He's like, Oxenfree. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
God.
You know who loves that?
If that's true or not?
You know who loves Oxenfree? Dan. Dan loves Oxenfree.
According to TrueAchievements.com, Oxenfree is a 5-hour, 100% completion with 2 playthroughs. I'm like, you want me to play
through it twice?
Yeah, you got to play through it twice.
Oh, fuck that noise.
Yeah, right? I can't even play through it once.
No. Fuck that goddamn shit.
Oh, damn it, Nick. Video Kid does not have a platinum. I'm not buying it.
Really?
You know what? That's like the biggest thing that gets me on board PS5 day one. Every game requires a platinum. Like, it annoys the hell out of me. It's some of these like small indie games that are hard as hell, and you finish the trophy list, and you're like, "Yeah, that was well worth the plat." I guess silver. Really, a silver?
Yeah.
The fuck
breaks my heart.
I will always check before I buy it. Dan, what have you been playing? Anything?
Not really. Playing fuck this goddamn work job thing.
Yes, I've been playing that too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty pretty lifelike graphics.
I have 1 bronze trophy so far.
Yeah. See, I've got 0 achievements, and it's pretty much it's really realistic because it completely destroys my soul. And, so now I've been playing Division 2 pretty much exclusively, except for one time I played Anthem for 5 minutes. And
why would you do that to yourself?
I just wanted to solidify my thoughts of I'm never going back to this game.
Oh no. Diego bought it to play with us.
No, I'm gonna play it. The problem, I went back because I thought I heard there was some stuff. So here's how it works for me when I get a game. I don't like microtransactions. I don't like I don't mind the cosmetic stuff, but when I buy it, usually I'll buy like a $30 to $50 pack of whatever the coins are or the credits, so I can spend some on the aesthetics, I guess. And I bought the fucking $40 one for Anthem, and I never used any of it.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there. So I feel like I have to go back and check the store every once in a while.
Right.
Just in case something awesome comes out. Even though I, probably could get on Twitter and find that information. But
does anything awesome come out?
There was a cool Storm looking one, but I don't play as a Storm. So I guess I should jump on today and look. But I played one match because I wanted to see if the loot rate was different, like they said it was. It's not that I can tell. It's pretty much the same thing. It's still a fun game, and I really want to play with some of you guys, but it's just the Division 2 is too fucking good. God, it's good.
Like I sat there, like it took me a week to play Anthem, which pissed me the hell off because not being able to complete the tutorial for a week.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, my game crashed. Like, I did the tutorial, that first intro level, that 30-minute segment. I did that shit 8 times.
Fuck that.
And as soon as it was like, choose your javelin, it would crash to the front screen and make me start all over again. Did that for a week.
You never went back?
I went back and then I was
Okay.
like, wow, there is nothing to do. Fuck this game. Yeah, no, I was less than impressed. So I got like 3 hours into the game. Well, I guess I'd say about 6 hours of doing the intro bit endlessly.
No.
But and then I started playing Division 2 because I had to do a review for the site. So I was like, oh, I'll come back to Anthem. And the more I played the Division 2, the more I'm like, yeah, I'm never coming back to this. Seeing as in the Division 2, it feels like every time I kill an enemy, it's like, oh, I got loot. Oh my God,
Yeah.
It's useful loot. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty, I mean, it's drastically different. I mean, if you took, I don't know if you could take two games that were like just more polar opposites, but being the same genre and say, hey, here's how you do it. This is how you don't do it. Anthem.
Yeah. Anthem really, really came out at the worst possible time for Anthem. It came out immediately after Apex Legends, which was a killer online shooter, and then immediately before Division 2, which is full of content and really not many bugs. Diego said he's regretting getting Anthem.
No,
so.
we're gonna play. Diego. We're gonna play. We're gonna play. And what's up, fast?
We might as well talk about it now while we're talking about what we're playing. But Anthem, they did announce that it was the highest selling game of February.
Nice.
So I've been worried because it didn't seem to sell well. It didn't seem like a lot of people on Twitter were talking about it in a positive light or as though they've played it. So I thought it wasn't selling well, but for it to have sold that well, I think maybe there's a chance that there's hope,
right,
that BioWare will be able to go in and fix it. Because we've talked about it a million times. The base game is amazing.
Yep.
There's just nothing after that. They perfected the gameplay for 5 years and then forgot to add anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go back and play it. I'm going to hopefully, I think I got my $60 out of it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I put in, 70 hours. So that's not bad for paying $60 for a game. But
Nick got his $60 worth in the intro.
Yes, he did. That's all kinds of time.
I give full disclosure. I did not buy Anthem. Someone bought Anthem to convince me it was a good game.
Who would Jared do that for?
Oh man, yeah. Jared, shout out to him. I will jump into Anthem with him. I dunk on the game a lot. I'm glad it was the best selling game of February, even though it didn't really come up against a lot of competition. With the one that blew me away, I'm sorry, the whole sales of February is how high Jump Force was. That game looked terrible.
Wait, where was it?
It was like
Second.
number 2 best selling game, Jump Force.
I missed that. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jump Force was the second best selling game in February, which made me go, wow, you really don't actually have to put effort in when you just got a bunch of characters people love.
Yeah, even if it wasn't an awful game, I wouldn't have expected it to have sold that well.
I think someone said it was like the second highest selling Bandai Namco game or something, which is nutty.
That's insane. And I like, huh?
I was like, hell, Jump Force.
Oh yeah, that anime game. We talked about it on Season Gaming last week.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, last week I knew about it. That was the last time I fucking heard about it.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm surprised that any anime game is the second best-selling game of any time, other than the Dragon Ball Fighter Z or whatever. Fighters. Wait, how do you say that, Nick? You're smart.
I'm smart, but my knowledge on anime games is like zero. I believe it's called Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like I think
like there's a bumblebee flying by.
But I guarantee you, some dude with an anime profile picture on Twitter will correct me on that pronunciation.
Yeah, somehow it's going to be an anime profile picture of you, and you're going to be like, "What the fuck?
Why are you blocked?"
Huh? And did you order my Chipotle? So Diego said in the chat, someone canceled my Chipotle. I'm hella hungry. There's a good chance I might have to leave at some point during the podcast, or at least take a phone call live on the air. At it's 7:30 right now here. At 6:15, I got an email from Chipotle thanking me for my order, a $30 order in New York, on Long Island, and I'm not there. I am just outside of Washington, D.C., in Virginia. So I didn't order it, but it was placed using my account for delivery to an address. So that should be easy to find.
Yeah.
And when I called Chipotle to try to figure out what was going on, they didn't pick up their phone, and you can only call each individual branch. There's no phone number for fucking Chipotle support. I tweeted to them because what else do you do in 2019? And they replied to me and said, please open up a ticket here, and a link to their website. And I opened up a ticket.
Nice.
And they sent me an email saying, we'll get back to you shortly. They still have not gotten back to me. And my account was hacked. The password was changed. They could have ordered hundreds of dollars in food by now. And Chipotle is doing nothing about it.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Not really. It's a good story. But not like, in the grand scheme of things, that sucks ass.
Yeah.
I literally went off. It's like, oh shit, I better check my fucking Chipotle account.
Apparently, Chipotle got hacked a couple days ago. I didn't even know.
Who that?
Ains said they had a data breach, and Ains knows all about this shit. Why does Ains know about all of this shit?
Because he stole your Chipotle account.
Yeah. Damn it.
Fucking Ains.
Ains, come on with your tank tops and your cat butthole.
What are you doing?
Segway. I've been playing some Division 2. My life has been kind of like Dan's, very crazy busy with work, with whatever. So my Division 2 has been limited. I'm on level like 6.
Nice.
I don't know what level Dan's on, but it's not level 6.
22.
22. I played some. Was it last night that I played? No, it was the night before. I played the night before, and I just don't have a lot of time. So I would play for a little bit and then put the controller down and come back. I went to like a corner and hid in a corner and put my controller down and went into the kitchen to like clean up after the kids and whatever. And I came back literally 2 minutes later and I was dead, and it was asking me to respawn. So it's not really a game you can play, kind of.
No.
Like, it's a game you have to play full force. And work today has just destroyed me. I went from having a 3-day weekend to having maybe a 1-day weekend. Fingers crossed. I might have a no-day weekend. And I just don't want to spend that time getting fucking destroyed every time I turn on the game. So I need to find something else to play for a little bit. And I think that game is going to be Bayonetta.
Good choice.
It's been a long time coming. I don't know why I haven't played it yet, but I bought it immediately after the Chipotle debacle because I was like, fuck it. I need to play Bayonetta.
Yeah.
And have a drink. So I did both. So it's downloading on the Switch as we speak. And I can't wait. I also played a good bit of ToeJam and Earl. I reviewed that for the PlayStationBras.com. It was my second review ever. It's got rave reviews, and I think it's all bullshit and people just trying to make me feel good. But
sorry,
it was hard. Yeah, it was.
It was
so the
awesome.
The game.
Honest. No, the review. I mean, it's hard to be when you play a game. It's hard to be objective and critical. Sometimes it just is. I mean, it's like with Anthem. You expect a certain amount of stuff, but trying to remain objective. Well, I still enjoyed it and had that a lot of fun. You still got to be. It's tough, but reviews are all subjective anyway. So
yeah, but so I think a lot of people. There are definitely people who seem to get off on reviewing games negatively. You know what I mean? Like, we see those on Twitter all the time.
I feel attacked right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, we're not going to discuss your feelings for every game that I love. But I thought it was really difficult for me to write negatively. My first review was for Awesome P, which was a dumb little game. Nick is playing it now. But I found a lot of fun in that game. I found a lot wrong with it, but there was enough fun for me to write about that I felt I enjoyed that review. ToeJam and Earl, I couldn't find a lot of fun in, and I get why it's so beloved. but I don't have the same attachment to it. I played it some as a kid, but I didn't play it a lot as a kid. So it's pretty boring in 2019 as a game. It literally doesn't do almost anything different than the first ToeJam and Earl did on Sega Genesis, which is great for people who are like, man, this is just reminds me of being fucking 8 years old again or whatever. I don't know how old I was when it came out. I guess I was
91, I think.
All right, so I was 8, and I just
you nailed it.
Yeah, on accident, but it sounds like I did it on purpose. I found it okay.
Just mad right now.
But writing about it was tough. I didn't want to sit there and shit on a game for an entire article. That sucks. Nick, how do you do it?
Well, there's some reviews there are some reviews that are really easy because you know how you feel about the game right. Like as soon as you start playing it, you've got your feeling of how the game is. Like one of the easiest reviews I ever wrote was Crackdown 3, honestly. Because I was like, this is a fun game. It's got some issues, but I had fun with it. The end. It was a really straightforward review. One game that I struggled with that no one will remember is a game called Earthfall.
Okay.
It was a game that everyone was talking about. It was supposed to be the next Left 4 Dead. Even the creators went, this is going to be better than Left 4 Dead. I played that. It was garbage.
Straight trash.
It was terrible. I think I gave it the lowest rating I've ever given. Like, I actually tried to tell Sam that I didn't want to put a review score on it because it was that terrible. And he said I had to, so I gave it like a 4 out of 10 or whatever. And the developers actually hit me back on Twitter because I tagged my review and I was like, oh, it's from developers, blah, blah, blah. Here's my thoughts. And they're like, thank you for your honest feedback. I'm like, did you miss the ending conclusion where I said your game's a dumpster fire and there's nothing that's going to save it? It's hard. It's especially hard with games that the social media public has a certain mind about. Certain games, people, this game has to be amazing. You can't say anything bad about this game. Or people are like, this game's terrible. You can't say anything good about this game. The amount of name calling I got for giving Crackdown 3 a 7 out of 10 was insane. I wrote an article back when I first started writing, and I called it, the article title was God of War will be Sony's game of the generation. And I literally have screen caps upon screen caps upon screen caps of people calling me an idiot. I didn't know why I was talking about. There was no way this game could be that good. There's no way Corey and Sony Santa Monica are even remotely talented enough to outdo The Last of Us, Detroit, anything like that. And yet, 6 months later, it's like it's won more Game of the Year awards than any game in history. So there's times like that where you'll feel like when you're reviewing games, sometimes it's hard. It sucks and you're going to take flack for it. But it's the people that give you positive feedback and are always there reading your reviews. Like there's people that I follow that are in the industry that read my reviews. And that's an amazing feeling. That one serious person that gets something good out of my one review is worth 100 hate comments to me. And that's how I justify it in my head.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, here's the difference. I'm actually doing a review for ToeJam and Earl, for example. I played the hell out of that game in 91. It was my jam, no pun intended.
Oh, that was a pun on purpose.
So on purpose. But I love the game, and it brought back a lot of memories. But objectively, it's not a huge step forward for the franchise. You can't, it was updated graphics. There's a few new things here and there, for me, but it was just like, I really wanted a little bit more. And, I'm still going to play it. I have it for literally all the systems. So I bought copies of the damn game because I wanted to support the devs because, it was more of a nostalgia, childhood kicking my nuts. So
I think that was the biggest bummer to me, and I didn't think about it until today, is I wanted to like the game so bad, because I did like the game when I was a kid. I enjoyed it. I didn't play much of it, but I would go over to my friend's house all the time, my neighbor's house, and he would want to play it constantly. But but also the devs have been so fantastic on Twitter that I wanted to love their game so bad. And you know what? So I posted the review, and it was up for maybe 14 minutes. And somebody replied to the PlayStation Bros Twitter account and said, "Hey, at Toe Jam and Earl, you guys see this shitty review?" Like, damn it.
That's great. I mean, just be honest. I mean, that's the biggest thing, you know. I mean, every review is an opinion. Every review is subjective to that person that's going to write it. And you know, we're doing it because we like it and to have fun, and we want to contribute a little bit to whatever site that may be, and that's why we do it. You know, I mean, I don't do it for really anything else, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like Grease. Okay, there's a game, for example, when I did a review. I hate that type of game. I'm not a huge platformer guy, but it was one of the best games I played last year. You know, and then like you said, Nick, God of War. You know, I mean, that a lot of people probably didn't see that coming. And when you go from God of War 3 to what we got last year, humongous leap. I mean, just in every aspect of the world and the game. And then the Red Dead 2 came out, you're right, and everybody was like, "This is the game of the generation." I didn't really enjoy it as much. I loved it. I mean, but you know, objectively, it was amazing story. They had it was gorgeous to look at. They did a really good job. I mean, but personal enjoyment, you know, you've got to factor that into the review at some point, because you know that's why you're doing it. You know, I mean, a little bit anyway. You know, so
I agree. Like the thing is like there's games where I know objectively they're good games, but I don't like them.
Right.
And that's fine. Like the thing is not every reviewer is going to like every game. Some games just aren't built to review well.
Mm-hmm.
You start talking games that have insane difficulty curves and things like that. That's going to repulse some reviewers, and there's so many different aspects. I remember if you guys ever played What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh yeah.
There was a review. I think it was like GameSpot or one of the big ones. Gave it like a 5 out of 10, saying the story had no real depth and it just played on movie tropes. And I just sat there and went,
It's crazy talk.
I'm like, that's an interesting perspective, I guess. But at the end of the day, that's his opinion and he's entitled to it. It doesn't make him wrong, right, or indifferent, because at the end of the day, reviews are one person's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest mistake people make is letting people's opinions shape their opinions about something they love. You should never let someone belligerently make you think differently. I still stand by the fact Duke Nukem Forever is a fun fucking game. It's a terrible game at its core, and 98% of people hate it, but I bought that collector's edition and I regret nothing.
I regret everything. Normally.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody has their own gaming perspective, right, Nick?
Yep.
Boo.
Yeah. Diego did in the chat too.
Oh, did he? Did he?
Yeah, we out here now.
That's fantastic. I didn't even realize that. Okay. Maybe one day I'll get to do the gaming perspective again.
Nope.
So anyway, the silence speaks volumes.
Well, I mean, like, I was gonna invite you on your 3-day weekend, but I guess you don't got that anymore.
Fuck me, Nick. What the hell?
I got to wait 6 more months.
Real quick, I've also been playing, and I don't think I've talked about it on this show. I started playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Dan told me not to get that game, but I got it because it was on sale I was able to price match it at Best Buy for $45 and then get the Gamer Club Unlocked on top of that, and then use the $15 rewards that I had at Best Buy. So I got it for like $20, and it was...
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Worth it.
It is worth it. So I'm really enjoying that game, and I'm glad I got it on Switch. And especially, I'm glad I got it when I did, because I've been too busy to really sit and play anything all the time on TV, or on TV, on the television while I play games. But I'm able to take 15, 20 minutes here and there. I'm able to take my 30-minute lunch break at work and go out to my car and play Zelda for half an hour. And that's really been fun and given me a chance to get into this game that I wasn't going to get into on the TV because it's too long and I'm not at a point where I can sit and deal with that. I can't walk from one end of the map to the other and have that take 2 hours and then die and then restart. It's a lot easier to play in small chunks and kind of get from here to here, do a shrine, get from here to here, get to this stable or fucking whatever. But I'm glad I've been able to kind of enjoy the game. I wanted to enjoy it all along. And it's just, I feel like I'm not at the point in my life that a lot of people are when they played and reviewed this game. You know, a lot of us, and it's weird. I think all of the Third Wheel Arcade guys, I didn't even realize we have this group of dads that work a lot and don't have time for these huge, gigantic experiences. But it seems like that group of people is entirely unmarketed to and unreviewed towards. Everybody who reviews games for a living. So for them to play a 60-hour game over the course of 2 weeks, it's not that it's not as taxing for them. You know what I mean? For us to sit there and play through this game that you have to try to figure out how to climb this mountain, but it's raining right now and you can't. It's a lot more difficult for us, I think. And that's stupid. I'm playing the card of like, it's so hard being a grown-up man in today's world, but it is not what's kind of talked about. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Sorry. I don't know if that made any sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I miss the days when I used to be able to play like video games for like 80 hours a week and be able to like knock out. Like, I remember when Skyrim came out, I think I plugged like 80 hours into that the first week. And I was like, no problem. I was in high school. It was easy. Just stay up late, sleep through school. It was easy. Right. But now it's like I sit there, like I get up for work at like just a little bit after 4:30 in the morning. So like 9:30 hits and I'm like, do I really want to play more? It's like, am I going to sacrifice my sleep for this? Yeah, I do a little bit, but
we all do.
But the thing is like, it's hard. Like there's some reviews I've done for the site because of how our review cycle does. There's just games I've dreaded having to review because I'm like, okay, gotta get this up before embargo between work, kids, sleeping somewhat regularly, and beating an 100-hour game. Okay, we can do that. It's brutal.
It's tough.
It's brutal. And this whole thing of a game's value is dictated by how long it is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's been games that I've played for 2 hours that I've enjoyed more than 80 to 100-hour games. Like, I can't go back to Red Dead 2 because it's just too daunting now.
If Red Dead 2 was 40 hours shorter, it would have been an amazing game.
That's crazy to say something like that.
40 hours shorter. If you could take a standard, like, if you could take three PS3, Xbox 360 era first-person shooter games, length of time out of that game would be amazing. If you put into that context, it's absolutely nuts. Like the only reason I'm slowly making my way through Persona 5 is remote play on the Vita.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why.
Yeah, and that's another one. I played Persona 4 on Vita and it was amazing. But to play Persona 5 hooked up to the TV was an entirely different experience. By the end of the game, I was going, all right, I'm ready for it to be over. Now it's an amazing game and I'm glad I played it. But I was ready for it to be over, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yes. I was ready for it to be over after 2 hours.
Well, you hate anime faces, is the thing.
Hate most things, so this is true. People like us playing on the go and possibly on your phone, like Google Stadia. Segway!
Segway! I was trying so hard to figure out where you were going.
Yep. Using the cloud, bitch.
So Google announced the Google Stadia, the long rumored console that isn't actually a console. Did you guys watch the review stuff or the preview stuff for it?
Nope.
No.
I did.
God damn it, Nick. Stop being better. What'd you think?
The problem is when Nick does a show, he does it with Sam, and Sam knows everything about everything. So Nick has to like at least be kind of up at that level. You do a show with me, and I don't know shit. So,
well, basically, my show is going off on a tangent for 10 minutes, and then Sam going, "Well, 9 minutes of that tangent was right, but the tail end was terrible."
Yeah. So, what did you think of the preview stuff, Nick? Okay.
Look, like I'm technically quote unquote the perfect market for Google Stadia in the fact that I've got gigabyte internet. I've got all the quote unquote requirements for it. And I just don't care. I just don't care about streaming my games. The thing is like streaming on a mobile device, even in Canada, is stupid because we don't have unlimited data on our cell phones.
Oof.
So why would I want to stream a game to my cell phone? Because that means I'm hooked up to Wi-Fi, which means I'm at someone's house, which means I could be using my Vita.
Yeah.
But the thing is like it's not a market for me because if I'm out somewhere, like my wife doesn't have a license, so I always drive. So I'm not sitting in the passenger seat with time on my hands to play a game. If I'm at work, I'm not playing a game. I'm working. If I'm at a friend's house, I'm not going to like whip out my Vita. I do sometimes, but it's not an interest to me. Streaming games is not interesting to me. Like, especially when you start talking like multiplayer games and you start talking input latency in a multiplayer game on top of like multiplayer server latency. It's not interesting to me. I think this could be the future, but we're talking like 15, 20 years. I think we're going to look back in like 2035 and go, wow, Stadia was really ahead of its time before Google shut down a year after they launched it.
Yes, that's the issue, man. Google doesn't do, they have a tendency to, do these big things like Google Fiber, which I have right now. And then not 2 months later say, well, we're going to cut back all these things about it. Like if you really need service, you basically have to drive 30 minutes to drop off your stuff. We don't come to your house, even though there's Google Fiber trucks running all over my neighborhood half the time. They can't just stop and give me a goddamn new router. I got to drive to fucking Kansas City to fucking go down there and waste my goddamn gas. I've even called them and asked them, are you going to, reimburse me for my fucking gas money, you pieces of shit? Nope, that was what I got. No, we don't do that anymore. And it's just a pet project. That's what I'm afraid of with this. I mean, I like the technology. I think that it's got potential. But yeah, there's no talk about, first of all, cost. Second of all, what's the speed you're going to need? The controller looks okay, I guess. It's got Wi-Fi in it. I don't know what that means. I guess it's directly connected. Okay. Yeah. And they said it can run at 4K 60 FPS. Okay.
It runs at 10 teraflops.
I don't know what the fuck that means either. So, there's teraflops.
You know what? The worst part of this is that they unveiled this at GDC.
Yeah.
And GDC is developer focused and industry focused. These people know what the hell's going on. And Google comes out and acts like they're at E3 trying to use like hot phrases like big words. We're using 4K. We're using teraflops. We're using teraflops is just a measurement of processing speed. And congrats, you don't have a hardware box, so you're going off of a server, which server usage is completely different than hardware usage. Having a 10.7 teraflop server isn't impressive. And to add insult to injury, you're comparing it against a PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. So what's Google going to do when they launch Stadia and then PS5 and Xbox, whatever the hell it's called, come out and it dwarfs Google?
Yep.
And they're just going to look stupid because their bragging points are going to be, Because who are you going to sell a box to where you're saying if you have perfect internet, you can get 4K 60 FPS, or you can buy a PS5 or an Xbox 3, whatever the hell it is, and play 4K 60 FPS natively? What are you going to choose?
Well, that's what's interesting about this idea, at least in theory. This is all cloud-based, and they can feasibly, if they want to put the money into it, and if they decide it's not just a dumb pet project, they could upgrade their systems, and you just keep paying for whatever you pay, and then the system gets better. Now, I'm sure it's Google, and they're going to offer upgraded plans and whatever the fuck. And sooner or later, 10 years down the line, we're paying $80 a month for video games. But I think it's a fascinating idea. I just worry that the execution's not going to be there. Yeah. I mean, they already announced a bunch of the games that are going to be out. Skyrim. Did they announce Red Dead 2? I
don't remember seeing that.
I don't think they announced it.
Often with id.
Yeah.
Possibly Doom and
they teased it. They teased Red Dead because there was like a scene before the event started.
Red Dead Redemption 2 going to wherever Google is obviously going to happen because Take-Two's like, oh, another platform we can start our game. Here, have GTA 5 too. We'll win more MPDs with GTA 5.
Unless Sony buys Take-Two.
No. We're not going there today. But you know what my biggest concern about a Google Home console is?
What?
It's the same thing. Like you see the whole argument about the Epic Game Store. People don't trust it because Tencent owns it. But these same people are willing to go out and buy a Google console where Google has literally been like, whoopsie, we lost all your data from your Google Plus accounts. They all got hacked and we lost like it was like something like 15 million people's personal information. We lost it. Well, where'd you lose it? We don't know.
They're all ordering Chipotle on Alden's credit card.
Yeah, they're all ordering Chipotle on Alden's credit card. And like the thing is like we all know how obnoxious YouTube ads are. You imagine playing a Google game and they're like, here, have a 15-second non-skippable Subaru ad right in the middle of Doom Eternal. Yeah. And like their whole thing of they're like, oh, yeah, because we want to connect you with Stadia to YouTube because YouTube is about gaming. I'm like, yeah, well, you're demonetizing and demonizing all your video game content creators. You guys are really sending some mixed messages here on who your audience is. You can't sit there and like demonetize gaming channels and copyright strike them and everything else into oblivion and then be like, oh, hey, you're our target audience. It's bullshit.
Yep.
It's bullshit. And personally, anyone who's like fanboying over this, I'll slap the hell out of you because I think the fanboy term for a Google fanboy is now Foogle. You're a Foogle if you.
That seems like a derogatory term that you shouldn't be using.
Yeah, kind of bad.
It does sound like a word that's going to be on some list in 20 years where they're like, no, he can't be a celebrity anymore. He said Foogle. He said Foogle in 2019. So let me hit you with this, okay?
Hit me.
Diego said in the chat that you can't say Stadia like that. You have to say it like a Monster Truck show, and then it makes it exciting. So let me say it like a Monster Truck show, and you tell me if now you're in on Stadia, okay?
Yep.
Stadia! Stadia!
Yep, I'm done. I'm in.
Because I need you guys to be in on this, because what I want to do with Third Wheel Arcade is we got to start the console wars with Stadia. Like, we could get in on the ground floor on that hate train.
Yes.
We've got PS4 versus Xbox, and then Nintendo fans occasionally jump in there, but I don't even know where they stand anymore. They just start yelling about Sonic the Hedgehog, and then they team up with Microsoft. But you've got them going at each other on Twitter all the time. And if you make a comment about a PlayStation game, you get Xbox haters. If you make a comment about an Xbox game, you get Sony haters or whatever. And we could be the first ones to be like, yeah, well, fuck all you guys. We got Stadia.
Stadia, Sunday.
I can't even.
It sounds like some kind of like, drug for, psoriasis.
It sounds like a drug that's going to be in Cyberpunk 2077. Like, honestly, like, hey, kid, you want to buy some Stadia?
Yeah, like an artificial sweetener.
That's why I saw someone's like, it sounds like a venereal disease. Like you go up to the doctor and he's like, yeah, you have Stadia, and you're like, no.
I think Jason Schreier actually said he accidentally said stevia to the head of Google, and they were not amused.
Well, it sounds exactly the damn same.
Yeah.
You know the best thing about this whole thing, though, is that Jade Raymond.
Yeah.
Responsible for the Assassin's Creed, at least 1 and 2, I know. And she's in charge of their new studio at Stadia. What?
Well, the one that's mind-blowing about that is we're in this process phase where Xbox is tearing down walls of Nintendo, PlayStation, Quantic Dream Games just went to PC, and they're owned by Sony. So Sony's starting to break down the wall a little, and Google's like, yeah, all our games are going to be Stadia exclusive unless they're third party. I'm like, okay. That's a bold strategy. So you're going to come in here and be like, yeah, we're bringing back 2007 with 2020 technology. And I'm just like, you guys, Google is so out of touch with their audience. It kills me. Like that whole, like, go watch that presentation. And it was like, hey, fellow kids, like they literally kicked off the stream with, I'm not a gamer, but I'm like, oh no. Like, did you guys see any of the footage from like GDC where there was a Google display with like the Power Glove and the Retro Boy, and people were like, what are you doing? And they're
what the hell?
Like, well, this thing's either going to be a huge success or it's going to be the next Ouya. That's basically what's going to happen.
It does scream Ouya, but it's Google. So I expect it to at least, I don't know, be attempted for a year, maybe 2. And if it does okay, maybe they'll keep it going in kind of a base level. But I expect it to be very different in 5 or 10 years. It's just going to be minor games that you can get for $10 a month. And I don't know, some people get it, some people won't. It's not going to be huge, I don't think. But then again, we're Foogles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the whole, like, what do they call it? The share, or you can play, like watching a streamer and then play their games right at that point, or download save games from other people. I think.
Why would I want to do that?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who the fuck asked for this.
Yeah,
because I don't think I would ever like oh man, unless it was like Dark Souls and it was the very end and like there was only a sliver of health left, or like the very end of Oxenfree and you can actually have to play the game. That might be cool. But
just don't play the game.
Yeah, or just don't play the game, right? Exactly. I just don't see it. Why would I? Yeah, it's like getting right in the middle of like Red Dead Redemption 2. Gosh, it looks really good right now. Oh shit, I got a TP. Fuck,
Yeah,
it's ruined everything. Yeah, I just don't know what the hell they're doing with that.
I feel like they were like, we need to get streamers involved in this. How can we get streamers involved with this? And this was the idea they came up with, which makes no sense to me. Like, I don't watch a lot of streamers, but the ones I do are like playing like competitive FPS games. I don't want to jump into the middle of a Counter-Strike match to get myself spanked by some Russian 12-year-old who's going to swear at me in a language I don't understand.
Well, he's definitely going to call you a Foogle.
How many of them would want to actually even do that? Like, he's take like, what is it, Summit or Ninja or something to get on this thing, and they you can jump right in with them. I mean, they're just going to have giant fucking targets on their heads, and just it would be terrible for them.
Yeah, they actively try to get people banned on whatever game they're playing. Yeah. Ninja has gotten so many people banned from Fortnite because they intentionally stream sniped him. Why are they promoting stream sniping now?
Yeah, it sounds stupid. Let's just get to the bottom of it.
That's the biggest thing is like there's so many things where it's like this doesn't make sense. Like they sat there and they said this is going to be a hardware reveal. We got a controller, which, by the way, doesn't have a microphone input. The microphone's built into the controller, which might be the most obnoxious dumb thing I've ever like. Nothing says spyware like building the microphone right into the controller.
Yeah.
Exactly. God damn it. This is a piece of shit.
Look,
Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe I tweeted this out. Maybe it'll bring all the console wars to an end because everybody will have something to hate and, focus on. It's like, yeah, I know you got exclusives. We got a pretty powerful console. Listen, guys, fucking Google, right? Am I right? All right, there it is. All right, yeah, you know what? Cool, man. Enjoy your thing. We'll enjoy our thing. Let's just fucking hate these cocksuckers because they're stupid. And I hate Google. I think it'll happen.
you think so?
No, not
No.
one bit.
No,
Nope.
it's gonna stoke the flames even more.
Yep.
But
At least we're not Stadia.
amidst that weird presentation that Stadia gave, Nintendo did a Nindies event, or not event, but just a live stream, and they announced that Cuphead is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Fuck yeah.
And I lost my shit at work in the middle of my office where no one gives a shit about Cuphead. And I just got a Switch a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. And I guess they got the word because they announced the Cuphead's coming to Switch, and I can't wait. I've beaten Cuphead on Xbox, but to have it on the Switch is just going to be the coolest thing in the whole world.
Yeah. Never going to play it. That's not true. I played it once. I suck at it, so it makes me sad. Fucking hard games.
I mean, you're supposed to suck at it.
Well, no, but I'm the best at Cuphead ever thing. That and fucking I hear all these Sekiro's at like a 90 something on OpenCritic right
92, yeah.
Fucking awesome. Guess what? I'm never gonna fucking play it. First fucking level. You know what? Hopefully it comes to Stadia and fucking I can jump in at the end and at least see the
you say you're never gonna play it, Dan, but I'm
Right?
gonna start pitching things to Ains for Backseat Gaming. I think I've got some.
Ooh.
That might be my next one. Because I'm never gonna buy it, and it's a good thing I go over to his house to film it because no.
I remember logging onto Xbox the one day and I was scrolling through my friends list and it's like, oh, Dan's playing The Culling. I'm like, oh Lord, what are they putting poor Dan through?
I wanted to play that game so bad, but I couldn't get into the fucking game because there's nobody playing it. So I ended up playing Blackout. It sucks. That game was awesome. That was such a piece of shit. It was good. I play that every single day. I just sit in 4-minute loading screens and loading queues over fucking Oxenfree. Not even a fucking choice. I just sit there and this is a loading screen. Way better. Way better. More content.
Now, like you say, Cuphead coming to Switch is awesome, but what I really need is I need it to come to Vita so I can get really angry.
God, it'd be so hard to play on that tiny Vita screen.
Shit. Well, it's not much. The fucking Switch has got a worse screen. It's maybe a little bigger.
It's bigger.
It's bigger, but
Your Vita definitely has a crisper screen. I'd play it again on the Vita. I'd play it again on the Switch. I don't care. I love Cuphead. It's one of my favorite games.
Yep.
They also announced Castle Crashers coming to Switch and PS4.
It's not on PS4 yet?
No.
Holy shit. The game's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Y'all never had Castle Crashers?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not on PS4. So I played the shit out of it on Xbox 360 and then again on PS3. I love that game. And I remember looking for it on PS4 like 2 years ago and being shocked that it wasn't on PS4. But then when they announced it for Switch and PS4, and then it hit me that they never released it on PS4, and that's nuts.
A waste.
I am surprised that they're not just releasing a sequel and why they're porting over Castle Crashers again. A lot of people, they posted a teaser, and a lot of people theorized that it was going to be Castle Crashers 2, but no. Also, I'm going to rebuy it for Switch, and then I'll probably try to review it for PlayStation Bros on their website because I love that game. I've played that game so many times.
Bro website. Oh, I love the chaos of it all. I love the chaos.
Wait, what chaos?
of you reviewing a Nintendo Switch game on Bra's website.
Well,
I love it.
It'll be on PS4 too, so I'll play it on Switch, but I'll act like I played it on PS4, and all my screenshots are going to be fucked up, and they're going to have the Nintendo Switch buttons, but who cares?
It's all right.
I'll just be like, hey, Bra.
Yeah.
I thought about, so the Messenger's about to come out on PS4. I thought about suggesting to Bra that I review the Messenger, but I play it early because I have a review copy on my Switch that I bought a month ago. So,
I mean, really, you can't. There's really not a huge difference normally. I mean, fuck it. I mean, what am I reviewing? Toe Jam and Air for? I got fucking played it on 3 different consoles, so fuck it.
See,
fuck it.
That's right. Anyway, I think we're about wrapping it up, so I can figure out where my money went to Chipotle.
That's fair. I
can't believe over the course of the last hour and 15 minutes, they haven't called me or emailed me.
They don't care about your money?
No. I mean, they care that they got my money.
This is true.
Let me look up and see what I ordered. Nick, where can people find you and when can they find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Undead3XVI for very well-balanced and logical gaming opinions, I swear. And you can also find me Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Gaming Perspective podcast on my YouTube, also Undead3XVI.
And you can just about always find me in the chat there, not on the show because Nick hates me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jared told me, what are you doing?
What?
Am I on broadcast right now?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, Jared told me that I need to keep bothering you, Nick, about being on your show.
Okay, well, wherever you have a free Saturday night where you're not doing what you do, let me know.
Okay, I'll do that.
Dan's got an open invite too. We'll do a third wheel arcade crossover and we'll call it the double penetration episode.
Shit, yeah.
That's the greatest idea I've ever heard in my life.
We released our genital jousting game for Dreams.
Oh my god. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait to announce the day Dreams comes to early access. If I get that in early access, the tweets are going to be great.
We're going to be fucking all over that thing.
It's hilarious because people think I'm joking, but I'm literally going to figure out how to make this work in Dreams and probably get my PlayStation account banned.
We can call it something else, but it'll be dicks.
So I ordered, it's always dicks. So I ordered, speaking of dicks, I ordered at Chipotle a chicken burrito with chicken, brown rice, black beans, queso for an extra $1.30 because why the fuck not? It's not my credit card.
Right?
Fresh tomato salsa, tomato green chili salsa, cheese, romaine lettuce, a grapefruit Izzy, and 1 chips and guacamole. I ordered that and it was $26 in Long Island.
Jesus Christ. I'm guessing that is about 230-pound woman, just based on the guacamole and chips.
Yep.
I feel attacked. When I'm ordering food in Long Island, I don't need this kind of judgment in my life.
Garbage. All right.
I have an address that it went to, but they can't tell me that my account was hacked.
Wait, let's put it on YouTube.
I'm about to.
And fucking say, hey, this is the address. Put it in your fucking Google Maps. Or iMaps or whatever the hell they call it.
No, I'm about to. Let's see if it's like a business or an actual address.
The whorehouse.
I hope so. I hope so. Then you know what? It might have been me. I'm not sure.
Needed a burrito to refuel.
In there, man. Let's see what it says.
A little spent. I'm putting it in right now. Dan, where can people find you and when?
I am on Third Wheel Arcade now on Thursdays for a limited time at 6 p.m. Also on Season Gaming, Big Cast, usually Sunday night or Monday, depending on how Bert wants to, get it up there. And then also, that's it. That is it. Where's this place? I'm more interested in your.
It is.
Do we know anybody in New York City that can drive there and beat the shit out of them?
It is in Astoria, New York. So it's in Queens, I guess, not actually Long Island, but they ordered from Long Island. here's a picture of the building.
Oh, yes.
That's
Did you
it.
say Astoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, who lives there?
I actually know like 3 guys that live in Astoria.
Go tell them to go to that house, eat the shit out of him, and get Alden's Chipotle back.
Yeah, there's a picture. There's somebody on the stoop in this picture.
That's the guy.
That's probably him eating your Chipotle right now.
That's awesome.
That'd be funny if they just had like a sign up in their window that said the Chipotle place.
Why does this guy get DoorDash every night? This is fucking crazy.
It's always a different name too, because it's in my name. It was delivered to Alden Bear in Astoria, Queens.
Wow.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Where can we find you, Alden?
You can find me playing Bayonetta in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
And you can find me here. You can find me on the PlayStation Broadcast. You can find my reviews on the PlayStationBros.com. I'm probably looking at doing a couple reviews a month, maybe an opinion piece here and there. I am shocked by how much I've enjoyed writing. So I'm going to keep at it, I think, at least for a little while until I go, all right, I've had my fill.
Cool.
You can also find me on Boy Meets Girl Meets Boy Meets World, a new podcast discussing Boy Meets World on a weekly basis with my fiance, Tanya. And I enjoy that quite a bit. Tanya just said she's driving to Queens.
Yeah. She's on her way.
That's a bad idea, huh? Right? We're engaged to be married.
I mean, it's Queens.
All right. Well, enjoy the Chipotle, I guess. She didn't say, like, I'm driving there to get your fucking money. She said I'm driving there, which probably means I'm driving there because I'm hungry.
Yeah. It's like, hey, can you order another fucking deal? No guac this time, though.
Yeah. All right. So that's where you can find me. And on Twitter at a.bear. And hang out and see me not tweet. All right. Anything else you guys want to add before we go?
Next week, penis length versus girth.
Oh, we didn't get to that topic, did we?
And it pisses me off. But next week, I think Bra would have pretty strong opinions. I'm not sure why he would on that subject particularly.
That was a very targeted statement.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to be on. Also, I think Ben would. God, he already thinks I hate him. I don't. I love you, bro.
He does think you hate him.
I don't. I love that man. Except I don't like Kojima and his fucking toilet thoughts.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, we should have talked about that. But you know what? Why don't you do a guest on the broadcast and talk about Kojima's toilet thoughts?
Yes, that could be a whole episode.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't come up with good stuff on the shitter because I mean that's some but apparently his shitting and my shitting totally different.
That's where we got the.
You know what? I know we're wrapping up, but I'm not gonna lie. When I read that article, and literally he made it sound like whenever he goes to the bathroom, a holy light shines down and presents an idea. I'm like, bruh.
He said like when he can't think of anything, he knows exactly where to go. He goes to the toilet and takes a giant shit, and then he gets a great idea.
That explains Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain so much.
That's what I said.
That's exactly what Dan said.
God damn it. Bravo, Nick. That's here. God damn it.
Yeah, so we'll talk penis length versus girth, but I think Van was supposed to be next week. Am I right? I'm not sure.
I'm sure he'd like it too. And also Kojima shits.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
the episode title will be called Episode 34.
Episode 34. Length versus girth on the shitter. This has been Third Wheel Arcade episode 1334. Thank you for joining us. We're going not live anymore so that Dan can say whatever he wants. Bye.
Yep, thanks.